Today, we get the opportunity to go behind the scenes of a documentary series with the crew from Slate Glass. You're probably going to see them regularly on this channel going forward, as I fortunately get the opportunity to work with them on a ton of projects. There's actually one coming up that we're filming next week, so that'll be coming, and I'll be sharing more and more of those projects with you all as I'm able to here. This is the filmmaking content that I love to watch and learn from, and so I'm really excited to bring that to you guys here. Make sure you stick around towards the end of the video to see some finished shots from the ARRI camera, and as you can expect, it looks incredibly good. One thing you'll notice is this is not a gigantic crew. It's a few of us creatives pulling together and doing all of the things on the production. Everything from setting up lights, to lens swapping, to set decoration, and behind the scenes content that I shot here. I feel like this is a very relatable scenario that we can all find ourselves in, working on a small crew and just banding together to get something done and make something awesome. One thing to pay attention to is the relaxed feeling on set that we all had. We were all there, just having a great time and making things happen. Also, the willingness from Nathaniel, who was the director, to take feedback from us and trust in his crew is really great to see and be a part of. At one point, you can hear me suggest to him that we try a tight shot of the actor's face to capitalize on the emotion that he was portraying, and his response was, "That's a great idea." And then we set that shot up, and that's actually what made it into the final cut. This is what trust in your crew and collaboration looks like, and it's amazing to be a part of. Again, stick around to the end to see some shots from the final and a couple other scenes that we shot that day. And if you like this style of content and want to learn to level up your creative journey, hit the subscribe button for more.
All right, action.
So today we're putting together a scene for an agricultural project, and we have some farmers having coffee, talking about crops, talking about whatever farmers talk about when they have coffee, right? So we are using Lunchbox Cafe here in Lebanon. They've been generous to let us use it, and so right now we're lighting this scene of these farmers talking. So we started with the natural light, we set up the tripod, we set up the camera and the monitor to see how the natural light looks, and now we're doing a couple extra lights to complement that. Mainly a key light from outside the window that will add a little more daylight from the outside, and then a backlight to separate our subject from the background. So that's what we're trying to do. It looks good by itself. The natural light looks really good, but I can't be okay with that just because I feel like I'm not doing my job or something. So, our man.
John Massey. Doug Harrison. Real pleasure.
Yeah.
I could have
from Oklahoma City.
What?
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm from Lebanon.
We work with professionals sometimes. Everything looks good on ARRI, so that's part of it. So this is the opening scene for the first episode of a documentary series that's about new farming practices, and the opening scene is a story of this guy named Ray Wagner who...
That's me.
Yeah, Ray Wagner. Doug is Ray.
A lot to do with this thing. This is
yeah, he's in a lot of scenes for the next 2 days, and so this is a story of him. He's playing Ray, and Ray is at the fifth generation farmer, and his kids are no longer involved in the process of farming, you know, and so every day he goes through his routine. One of the parts of his routine is going to get coffee with other farmers, and they tell the same stories they've been telling for the last 30 years.
So you've got lines.
No, not really. It's just B-roll. There's a narrator telling the story over the top of it. Yeah. So, but I'll have you guys tell some jokes and laugh a little bit and just kind of get a few shots of it. Yeah, easy enough. So, thanks for letting us do this. This is really cool.
I thought it was neat. I was like, oh, sure, why not? I'm just trying to stay out of the way.
You're great. So we brought in an Aperture 600D to add a little sun flare so it feels like early morning, and put a little haze in here to add some atmosphere, but I really like what we got. Feels natural, doesn't feel overlit, which is the mood we're going for. We want it to feel a little moody. So kind of flipping through our storyboard here, which we use Studio Binder to storyboard and make sure we get our shot list checked off. I'm gonna get to the cafe scene, get these interiors. A wide, some tights of food and coffee in hands, and then we're gonna get some shots of everybody laughing and having a good time. And then the really important shot at the end here is of Ray, our character, he's been laughing, he's been having fun with his buddies, but he's going to have a more of a somber moment where he looks off and he's thinking about stuff that he can't escape, that's constantly in his mind.
I don't like this light. This outside light. There's too many. I think there's too many bright spots and shadows, and like when he moves, you can see shadows.
Yeah, I was hoping to have like a light beam coming through, you know, like what we see on this, what we see here, but it's on his shirt and everything. So, let me look over here.
I go to California, New York, certain states are not right to this.
See, that's what I'm looking for, is this. So we just need to figure out how to turn it so it's not hitting him, but it's hitting the table. Yeah, there we go.
White collar.
Forget about it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I wouldn't.
There we go.
Well, yeah, because he's sweating through it.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So,
I found out until about 10:30 last night. With a small morning.
Then it goes back
And then
doubly strong, right?
grew back. So
because he spread all the pollen in the seeds.
yeah.
Yeah, let's try to use some of those lens flares and get maybe like down on the coffee cup and then back up to him, that kind of thing. Yeah. Maybe a couple of quick movements. Yeah, there we go. Let's do one more of those. Or yeah, he's gonna take a drink, maybe. That'd be cool. Everything's wonderful. All the shots we need. We need the last shot, which is sort of this moment where you're here, everyone's having fun, laughing, telling stories, but then it kind of hits you, man, I've got all this stuff to do. It's kind of overwhelming me, you know what I mean? So in that scenario, you're laughing, you're having a conversation, and then you kind of look off over here, and maybe Tom and Don are still talking and laughing, but you kind of move out of that moment, and we can tell visually that there's something on your mind. Does that make sense?
You mean I gotta act now?
Yeah.
You've been doing great so far, so
Yeah.
I don't think it's a problem.
Well,
Earn it.
I'm tired of carrying you two. You know?
I'll work harder on my lines.
Yeah.
He's gonna run over me with his Tesla, isn't he?
Run you over with the Tesla.
No, the Tesla will do it by itself.
No, it wasn't me.
It was hands free. You gotta hit
And
hands
say,
free.
run him over.
Run him over.
Okay.
Thanks,
all right.
Elon. So
Do you want to give me a cue?
Yeah.
And you want me to do that, or just?
I think one of you guys have a story to tell. Just maybe.
Oh, yeah, he
Okay.
was just getting
Don
ready.
starts to tell a story, and you've kind of listened as long as you can listen, and then all of a sudden, you know,
It's a bad story.
whenever I think we should probably have
It's a bad story.
we should have a laughter right before you check out. Does that make sense?
that's-
So maybe we need something a little bit funny, or even a joke, whatever, because we're not going to hear this.
I
But
got a funny line in the story. I'll write that
okay,
in.
so whenever they start laughing, you kind of laugh a little bit, but then you're going to look off and start thinking about other stuff. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So as opposed to me calling that, you'll just find that, you know? Okay. All right, let's get our shot dialed in first, and then I'll kind of call action on that.
You don't have any rear
He's not worried on door.
You don't have any rear end light.
But then,
That's really good. Yeah.
and now keep telling me the story.
So let's come over here to this side and do that same thing again for maybe a
Turns pensive on us.
more of a, yeah. Man, that's kind of rude. Just checked out on my story.
The perfect scenario.
All right.
The story.
Let's do this. Let's do that same thing one more time. Whenever you guys are ready. Try to circle back in front of him just a little bit so I get less ear and more like, yeah, there we go.
Did you get the stuff cleaned out?
Like, so they're gonna get here. So like, there's a lot of emotion in his eyes.
Yeah.
Maybe like getting like that close up of his eyes looking away or something.
Yeah, yeah.
You usually have like a way of that.
That's a good idea. The hat move was a good move. It's very good. All right, cut. We're done this time. Got what we needed. I feel like the scene was great, very natural lit, with a couple of accent lights to bring some character, some little subtle details. But I think we got exactly what we were looking for. So, cafe scene is done. Boy, that's lonesome. That's like a bluegrass song, you know?
I heard some banjos somewhere.
I haven't had the corn sweats in many years, many moons, but today, chock full of the corn sweats.